Hello and welcome to Mofo RC Garage. This is just a kind of quick video on a little install I just did. This is running a new motor I've never tried before. This also has the Furatech Lizard in it. So I'm just going to do a little drive and then I'll show you the motor. Let's do that one more time, that's fun. Oh, I see my Furatech hanging out of the bottom. So this thing will nearly do wheelies with this setup here. It probably would if it had better grip. If I put better tires on it, it'd probably do wheelies. But let me show you what's inside it real quick, because I'm going to go eat. So this was the same deadbolt. This is also running the oil-filled shocks. You can see the little Bluetooth dongle hanging out of the bottom. I just kind of strapped it underneath the body, or underneath the battery tray there, just for the time being to try it out here. So, are you ready? Here it is. Boom. Got a big block stuffed in there. This is the Keenan Hobby. Let me get this right. Let me look at the little name card. Oh, no. It is sold by Keenan Hobby. PN Racing Products. I believe this is called the pn90 or something. Let's see. This is it right here. scx24 90 turn, ball bearing 130 motor. scx2490 is the part number or whatever, serial number or whatever you'd call it. This is the motor here. They do sell this on their website. They do have a motor mount for it that kind of sticks it up here in the front somewhere, which I've never really wanted to try one of these because I didn't want to have to move all this stuff around, or, you know, if there was any sort of interference, I didn't feel like trying to figure out if there was or not. I know a lot of other people have done it before, and there's ways to set it up to get it in there. I went ahead and ordered one the other day just so I could see if it would fit my new motor mount. This is the motor mount for the Surpass Rocket 1410 motors that I do have a few of on the website. I've also got a motor from Keenan Hobby. This is the 3500 kV brushless motor. I'll probably try that out on here at some point. Also with the 16.5. So I'll be giving those a shot, see how they work. This is that little motor mount here that's holding it on my rig right now. This is the Surpass Rocket 1410 motor mount. It's aluminum. It is $7.99 on the website, www.moforc. It will mount it right there, and fits just fine. You may or may not have to chop this little front leg off your battery tray. Let's see. You probably will. You'll probably have to chop that little leg off. This battery tray already had it chopped off because I pulled a 50 size motor out of here. So, but it does fit in there perfectly. It does not hit the frame rail or anything like that on there. So you can kind of barely see. It's right above the frame rail. Like you could probably, let's see if we can slide this tag under there or something to show you here. So you can see it's right above. I mean, it's like one paper's thickness above that frame rail there. So it does fit in there perfectly. I wanted to check and see because I've had a few people ask me if that mount would fit the 130 size motors. I believe this motor may be the only 130 size motor that has the two holes in front of it that are, you know, generally easily able to find. And they're not too expensive either, honestly, for the quality of it. It looks like a real good motor. You will have to run, if you're using this mount, the gear I'm running on here is also available at moforc.com. That is for a 2mm shaft. It is the 24 tooth pinion gear. They are press-on. You'll put a little bit of oil on it. You have to have a vise or something and push it in there, push that gear on all the way. Don't push it on too far or you will not be able to turn the motor. Just make sure when you do it, kind of go back and forth, slide it on there, make sure you didn't go too far, pull it on. You know, you obviously can't pull it off. So that's the deal. If you put the gear on, if you go too far, you're going to have to crush the gear or use a gear puller to get it back off. So take your time when putting that gear on. This is shown with the high clearance Phillips head motor screws, which it didn't need them, but I got a bunch of them, so I went ahead and just stuck them on there because I didn't have any other regular scx24 motor screws laying around. It will fit fine with the regular motor screws as well. Let's see. Little motor's got tons of power. I like it. A lot of power. Really good top speed with this 24 tooth gear on it, and tons of low end power still as well. So that is the big block motor, I guess you would call it, for the scx24. And don't really know what else to say about it. Seems like a real good motor. So I'll try and see. I'll probably contact him, see if maybe I can get some of these motors for sale on my website. Until then, you can buy them at pn90.com, I believe was their website. I'd have to check again. Don't quote me on that. Maybe it is RC Kinnan or Keenan. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. rckinnan.com. You can buy that motor. They also do sell the motor forward mount that puts the motor up here in the front, which you'll have to see other reviews or videos to see if it, you know, clearance wise. This doesn't seem to interfere with anything. Minus that battery tray does stick up a little bit on top just because the motor is so big. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great weekend. Thank you. Welcome back to Mofo RC Garage. This video is not quite done yet, apparently. So, what I was going to do, I was going to go ahead and take off the Furatech ESC and just run the rig without the Furatech with the pn90 scx24 motor to see how it did. You know, low speed, high speed, whatever, without the use of the Furatech Lizard. And I realized once installed, the motor leads come backwards on this due to the fact that normally the motor, when they sell it with the mount, would be installed reverse. The motor would be in front of the rig instead of here in the normal stock location. So what I'm going to do right quick is show you the method I use to reverse the motor whenever you when you pull the trigger and it goes backwards instead of forwards. What I like to do, as opposed to unsoldering the connections, this little connector here has the 2 wire pins going in. It's super easy to use, like a razor knife, like this one, a little hobby knife. And I just kind of grab one or both of the motors, slide the little knife blade underneath one of these, whichever one you can get out of there first, plastic little tabs. Hopefully you can see this on there. And kind of pry up and pull at the same time, and that will come out. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. Same thing, just kind of wedge that little knife underneath there. Try not to slice your finger off, obviously. This one is proving to be a little bit more difficult to get underneath. Let me try these fancy tweezers here, see if I can grab it with these tweezers. Almost had it. So any kind of little pick or, you know, razor blade, anything like that, just to pry those little tabs upward. I'm going to go ahead and pull this red one out now, slide it right over to the other side. It's going to lock in. I'm going to flip this back upside down to where the tab is facing up. I'm going to have to, oh no, there it is, perfect. Didn't have to do nothing else. Okay, that is all in there. It is in there good and tight. They're not going to pull back out. I'm going to stick this back into the port, turn it on. I'm going to spend an hour trying to get these battery clips on because For whatever reason, me and deadbolt body clips, there we go, I lied. I was going to say they do not work well together, but you know what? I found if you put them in like this, it seems to be a little easier. So let's give that a little shot, see if it still goes slow well. Yeah, it'll still go slow pretty good. Oh yeah. Still has good power. I'm going to do a little test drive on the floor again, one-handed. And I am probably the world's worst one-handed driver. So let's see if we can't figure something out here. Ooh, wrong way. Here we go. I really want to go ahead and just stick some giant tires on this thing and see if I can't pop some wheelies with it. That actually sounds like a bit of fun to me, so if you hang on just a second, I'll go grab a set of bigger tires. These are the version 1 Little Guy Trail King tires. Main difference, probably the only difference I can tell, is the version 1, the first version, I think it was the first version they came out with, has different foams. So they're a little bit softer, or maybe not softer, they're just smaller. They're a little bit smaller than the version 2 foams. When you install these barrel nuts, by the way, if you have extended hubs like this, make sure you still have that free spinning after you put the barrel nut on. If you don't have the free spin after you put the barrel nut on, you'll have to back it off just a little bit. And what you can do is you can use a little bit of Loctite on the threads. Put the tire on, put the little barrel nut on there with just a dab of blue Loctite, and then after you snug it, you can back it off just a quarter turn until you get it to free move like that, and then let it dry for about 20-30 minutes before you run it, and you should be good without these barrel nuts coming off, because these things do have a tendency to either be over tightened or to fall off while you're driving. And once you lose these, you're pretty much done for, unless you know someone like me, and you can contact me and get an extra set of barrel nuts. Otherwise, you have to buy a whole set of these things, a whole set of the spacers or whatever, just to get the little nuts that fall off all the time. So make sure you use Loctite, or if you are missing some, you can contact me. I do have a bunch of extra ones, a bunch of extra ones. I just haven't had time to really put them on the site yet. Okay, now we have bigger tires. Along with our big block motor, we now have big giant tires to go ahead and go with it. So let's see if we can't maybe pop a wheelie or something with this. I just shook all the dust off my mat down here. Alright, let's take a gander at this goose. The mat may be kind of slippery, but we'll see here. Ooh, you can hear it squealing the tires. Oh, I love those big tires. They're so funny sounding. They actually sound like real tires whenever they spin. Okay, here we go. Come on and do a wheelie. Oh man, I wasn't even paying attention to the camera, didn't even see it. Okay. And as I said, I am the world's most terrible one-handed driver here. Oh, what a load of fun. So this big block motor is actually quite a bit like running my buzzsaw motor. The buzzsaw 50 also has a ton of power like this, but I'm willing to bet this motor, just being so much bigger, might have more torque than the buzzsaw 50. The buzzsaw 50 probably has a little bit more what you would consider horsepower. I'd have to do like a head-to-head test probably to find out. I really need to like just strap the battery onto the back of the cage or something so I can make a wheelie machine out of this thing. Let's do that. That sounds fun. Let's try it. Okay, wheelie machine test number 1. We're going to need there it is. One giant heavy battery. Oh, you know what? Oh, I just pulled this battery out without even thinking. I think my brain just automatically wanted me to put this in there. This is a 3S battery. I don't even know why I just grabbed that. I was going to strap this big fat 600 milliamp to the back of the cage and run an extension all the way to plug it in, but 3S sounds more fun. So let me go grab an extension. Oh. Here we are. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. This is a just a two. Here we go. This end. This is a single male with 2 female plugs that I sell connector. I used to use them for dual motor setups. Here lately, I haven't really had a huge use for them, but I may have just found the perfect use for it. Wheelie extensions. Let's go ahead and strap that on right there. All right, let's put the body on. Hopefully I turned this on first. Yes, I did. Okay. So some people don't know the stock ESC, although probably not made for it, will run 3S. And I don't know about this motor. This motor might run 3S. I would imagine it's probably just fine for 3S use. I know all of my motors will be fine for 3S use. They're all, the buzzsaw might be a little, maybe a little iffy on 3S, but all the rest of my motors will be fine for it. And that really goes off a lot off of your motor speed, the windings, things like that. The faster they turn, the more likely you are you're gonna burn something up. And then you put, you know, an extra 3 or 4 volts through it, and it turns even faster. And that buzzsaw motor already turns at 42,000 RPM, so you crank up some extra voltage on it. Holy moly, that thing's probably going to spin around 60,000, 50 some odd thousand RPM, something like that. Might just be a bit much. Here we go. Alright, here we have the wheelie machine here. Hopefully I don't blow the back of that lipo out. Watch it catch fire. That'd make a cool video though, wouldn't it? Let's see if we can pull a wheelie now with 3S with the battery hanging out of the back. Oh yeah, she's fast now. It's proving to be a bit difficult one-handed. I just can't quite catch grip. Oh, it almost did it. Maybe the mat's the problem. Let me get rid of the mat. I was thinking the mat might make it stickier. Let's try it without. There it is. Oh yeah. Oh man, that is fun. Okay, let's try and do one coming at me here. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's just too slippery on that side of the garage. It is definitely pulling wheelies. And I don't even think the battery being back there really matters, actually. Yeah, that front left wheel keeps popping off the ground every time I do that. Let's put the mat down one more time. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. Oh yeah. I love that squealy noise. So now, as you can see, plenty of power for wheelies with this PN Racing. I'm just going to call it the big block motor. And you can probably jump stuff with it. Have a ton of fun. Be great in the little bouncer builds. And as you can see, it doesn't take up much space. It barely sticks out from the frame. So that'd be a great option, you know, for things you want a little more speed out of. The other really good option is going to be that Buzzsaw 50 that I've got, which is actually faster motor than this one. And depending on what gear and what voltage you're running at, you know, you get really gnarly. But thank you for watching. Enjoy your Sunday if you're watching this today. And have a great day.